In this video, I wanted to talk more about me and my own story and how I got started and how I made my very first $1,000 with this Nikon camera. So this video is gonna be a little bit different because you guys don't really know who I am. And my name is Peter. I am a full-time videographer, video editor, and content creator, but it was not always like this. And I want to tell you guys the story of how I made my very first $1,000 with my own videos using this Nikon D5200. You see, the thing is, when I first started this whole content creation journey, I didn't know anything about cameras, gear, equipment, lighting, what is a camera, how do I edit. But when I first started, all I knew was this passion. And where that came from was that I wanted to be a YouTuber. I wanted to make content and talk to people online. And this was 10 years ago. This was where talking to a camera was so freaking weird. But now it's becoming a much more of a norm where anyone can pick up their phone, their camera, and just talk to TikTok or Reels, and you can talk to the masses now. But I wanted to share my story of how I actually made my first $1,000. So before going to school, I went to something that I wasn't necessarily passionate about. And I get comments about, do you need a film degree to become a video editor? Do you need to go to school to, do what you're doing full time? Well, I went to school at a local university called SFU. Not like a lot of people know, but everything from the very origins of why I have a YouTube channel was because and I majored in criminology. It was a long, grueling 5 years for me where I didn't really enjoy what I was doing, and I went to school for the very fact that everyone else went to school for it. But during my very last semester of university, what I decided to do was, you know what? Life is short, man. And it's time for me to just try something new and doing something that more aligns with me. And that's when I finally purchased my Nikon D5200 and I started making content for myself. So once I started getting in the reps and watching a bunch of YouTube videos on how to edit, how to have the proper setup, what's the best equipment, I slowly built up my own skill of storytelling and understanding and watching other people's content and movies, where it's like, okay, this is how you tell a story. This is how you want to do character development. This is how I show myself and be my most authentic self to the camera. But the big thing is that I wanted to do this full time, and I'm like, how do I do this? There wasn't really a YouTube channel that taught you how to do this back in the day. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't really have a job at the time. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna work as a cook. Even though I'm not super passionate about food and, making food, it's what paid the bills. And I was able to, cook and pay off things like my student loans, and I eventually was just the dishwasher, right? But here is the things where when you put yourself out there and you start doing things that you enjoy, other people start to see the passion, the talent, and skill that you have, as well as your own potential. So as I was working as a dishwasher and as a cook for this one company, I noticed that they're going through a rebranding phase. And I was like, hey man, I make videos. I'm gonna just bring my camera in one day. And it was literally my Nikon D5200. And I still have it to this day because it's so sentimental to me. I brought it in the next day to work and I just shot some, random, really bad looking at it now, like focus pulls, little videos here and there. And I showed it to the owner. He's like, wow, Peter, this is really solid. I want you to film our very own company video. And I didn't talk about money, and I essentially did it for free. This is when I first started and I had no experience. So after I filmed that video, I edited together, went through the revision process. He loved it. And I had so much fun doing this. I'm like, wait a minute. He was paying my hourly wage at the time, which was nothing. And took some time to break that and film and make this company video. And I'm like, is this a new path and route that I could go through? And he liked the video so much that he hired me for the next 2 videos that he wanted to make me produce for him. And that was $300 each. And you're looking at $600 total. And then from that video that I made for him, those 2 videos, he referred me to 2 other clients. And now you're looking at my first $1,000 all within the time span of 3 months. And this was coming from not having any video experience, not having really any technical skills or experiments, or I had to learn everything by myself. All of it was creating my own YouTube channel and trying to be a vlogger, trying to be an entertainer, and using that skill and passion and understanding and utilizing that and being like, how can I apply this and help someone else through my own passions and my own creativities? And that was how I eventually made my first $1,000 with my Nikon D5200, guys. The owner didn't know anything about cameras or video. All they cared about was the end result. And this camera, although it's not known to have the best autofocus, the best, whatever, megapixels, whatever, it's a 24.2 APS-C, takes great photos, but it was never known to take videos. But for me, going through the struggle, that's all I could afford at that time. And I was able to produce, at that time, a high quality video, which the owner was super stoked and impressed with. And I did it with this guy. So when it comes to making my first $1,000 with my Nikon camera, that kind of broke my own, limitations and my self-limiting beliefs of what is possible in this world. And from then on, I kept building up my own skills. I kept, putting in the work. I kept making hundreds and thousands of videos for myself, for other people, free, not free. And look where I'm at today, where I can officially say that I am doing this for the past almost 5 years now, full-time content creating. And I want to be more and share you guys more of that story and be more of who I am. And if you mess with me, this is the story that I wish I needed to hear 10 years ago, where content creation now is everyone can be a content creator now. And the things that I learned, I've built up my skill over time. And I wanted to help you guys and share my story and being like, hey, if I can do it, why can't you do it too? Which is why, I did make that how to make your first $1,000. There's a reason behind that number in the comments below, in the description, where I teach you everything from how I package my deals, how I price my services, should you charge hourly or flat rate, how do you find your first client? I just shared you a story, and maybe that gave you a little spark of information of wait, if he did it first for free, who can I reach out to? And how do I position myself in a market where it is so competitive? So link in the description, check that out. But in the next video, I'm gonna share you guys something that I've been hiding for some time, and I think I'm at the point in my career and life where I got nothing to lose. So I'm gonna share something that, I've been hesitant about whether or not I should share this on a professional front. But, my name's Peter. You're watching a broke visionary collective where we all start with nothing. But you can always create something. So stay tuned for that video. I'm gonna change it up. And looking forward to more videos. Hit the thumbs up, leave a comment below. If you want to say hi, slide in my DMs. I'm always willing to chat. And keep creating, guys. Keep creating.